Hello, it's Diana Marchand from dianamarchand.com, and I help women, women lead healthy, happy lives full of passion and purpose. And welcome to this video. It is another video I'm doing on this Friday night, me and my glass of wine, watered down wine. That's the way I drink it, kind of crazy. But since I'm just in the mood to chat and I have no one else here to talk to, I wanted to do a video for you, and I want to go over kind of what it took, like what kind of I did or how clean I was or what I did when I lost all that weight going through perimenopause when I was about 47, 48, at a time in life when women are gaining weight, right? So women usually tend to gain 10 to 12 or more pounds during the perimenopause phase, right? When their hormones are shifting, they're producing less estrogen, and they're going through all those other symptoms, and especially weight gain around the midsection, which of course is a result of decrease in estrogen, and your body wants to balance the hormones better. So where can it produce better, more estrogen is in the fat in your belly, and especially at a time if your adrenal glands are really exhausted, so they're very tired because you've been going through so many changes, right? And then you're leading your regular stressed and too busy life anyways. Your adrenal glands can get exhausted, so they can also produce estrogen, but then they'd be producing less estrogen, so your fat in your midsection does. So anyways, that's a little background. So what did it really take, right? What does it really take to be able to stop the weight gain and even lose a good amount of weight at this phase of life? Because most women say whatever they try, nothing works. Well, it's often because there are, like I said, a lot of things going on in your body. So the weight gain or the inability to lose weight could be also caused from a thyroid problem, which I have issues with my thyroid because I only have half, because I had the other half removed from cancer when I was young. So I had that going on. And then I also ended up in adrenal fatigue, what I was talking about. My adrenal glands got super stressed and I bonked out. So I got extremely tired, fatigued, felt like crap, just kind of bonked completely. So yes, there can be a lot going on in your body. And when you're in a very stressed state, your body does not release weight. It holds on to the weight because it sees you being in danger. So it's not going to let you lose weight at a time when it figures you need that extra weight, right? And another thing is that toxins. So if you are still consuming foods, not reading labels, having, some packaged food, some crackers, tortilla chips, all of that, dips bought at a store, sauces, salad dressings, anything that's got a label on it, if you are not reading those labels and finding out what's in them, and if they have anything that seems like a chemical name you don't recognize, those are toxins. If your body doesn't get rid of all the toxins you take in, it's going to store them, and it's going to store them in fat. So that's what a lot of people have problems with. So when people go on diets or when they clean up their eating and they get rid of the toxins, so they get rid of the packaged, the processed foods, all of those things, and start having real whole foods, they tend to lose weight while they're releasing a lot of the toxins. So then their body doesn't have to have the fat, the storage dumps for the toxins. So then it releases those, right? As well as, of course, eating the proper foods that really fuel your body with the proper nutrients. And they're not just fillers, which lead your body to still craving stuff. Okay, got a lot of background. So what I did was, I knew that at that phase I was gaining weight. I didn't like it. I didn't want to put on more. I read that it's natural for a woman to gain anywhere from 10 to 12 to more pounds. And I thought, that's not going to be me on my 5'2" small frame. So I wanted to find out what I could do. So I continually looked at how can I clean up what I'm eating, because I was working out. I was a personal trainer. I was a yoga instructor. So there was no lack of exercise at that time in my life, yet I was gaining weight. So I looked to food. And what I did find out was that I had acid reflux really bad. And so I started figuring out, well, God, what is that? Like, why am I feeling like just so bloated, constipated, sometimes acid reflux, feeling so blah and terrible for so long during perimenopause? And then I can't even remember where I read it. I found some raw foods because I was looking for some really healthy gluten-free, dairy-free recipes, found raw foods, started trying them. And of course, what that entails is letting go, like you're not cooking your food. So you're not cooking potatoes and lentils and beans and yams and all that. So you're getting rid of those high starchy foods. But as soon as I started getting rid of those high starchy foods, I had no more acid reflux at all. The bloating, the uncomfortableness, all that began to go away. I was adding in green smoothies, of course. I was having things like chia and buckwheat and flax. And so, of course, my digestive system really improved, right? So that was working incredibly. So that meant that I was also detoxing, right? So I got rid of all the preservatives and all that were causing me headaches and feeling really crappy and horrible. So then my body, of course, started naturally detoxing. And when that happens, like we said, we got rid of the toxins. So our body no longer has to store the toxins in our fat, so then it can release the fat. But of course, what I was eating was high in nutrients. So it contained all the vitamins, the minerals, the essential fatty acids, the amino acids, all of those things that my body actually feeds on. It needs for fuel. That's what the cells require. That's food for my cells, right? Healthy cells, healthy body. So I was getting in all those really good foods. So my body was being fed properly. And when your body's fed properly, it doesn't signal it's hungry. It actually says, I'm full, I'm feeling good, you're giving me what I need. So I'm not going to crave because I'm not hungry anymore. And so you start to see that you have less cravings. Your energy goes up because you're consuming foods that your body needs. You're consuming the nutrients. So the foods that you are eating now have the nutrients in them that your body really needs to function properly. So when you, just like giving your car the proper fuel, just like anything, taking really good care of it and giving it what it needs, just think even your pets, we sometimes treat our pets better than our own body, it thrives, right? So you're feeding your body exactly what it needs. So that's kind of how I did it. So yes, I did go quite high raw because I absolutely fell in love with the recipes. I fell in love with the food, how it tasted, how my body felt, how it made me feel. I didn't give up, even sometimes when I slipped back and ate some of the other things or the food or the fatty foods. I went right back to it because I noticed how terrible I felt at that time, eating the foods that no longer were good for me. And I know that women at this stage of life, especially perimenopause, menopause, if they continue to eat the wheat and the lattes, which contain a lot of the dairies, and even if it's almond milk, it's still higher fat and preservatives, all of those things, your body is going to either retain, it's going to hold on to that weight for sure, and it's going to continue to gain weight probably, right? You're going to notice puffiness. You're going to notice blotchy skin. You're going to notice discoloration of the skin. You're going to notice more gray hair. You're going to notice the weight gain, really a lot more around the midsection. You're going to like more of a round shape, right? That's the way women tend to gain in this weight. So it is really up to you. There are ways that you can stop all that. I know because I've done it. But I also saw a naturopath. I also went for acupuncture. I went on bioidentical hormones. So I was replacing the hormones I was losing with natural hormones. And the synthetic hormones that doctors want to give you will actually lead to a lot of weight gain. And I've seen that weight gain, puffiness, sometimes that plays around bad with your emotions. You may not have the hot flashes, but there's a whole lot of other things going on. As you know, when you take any type of synthetic drugs or anything, sometimes the side effects are worse than what you would be experiencing if you never took those drugs. So synthetic hormones, stay off them. You would see a naturopath. You could find out about bioidentical hormones. Try those. It's not a pill. It's not instant, but it takes time and it's working with the natural of your body. Also supplements. Yes, during perimenopause, menopause, your body needs more minerals. It really does. You're not getting enough to support all the changes it's going through. So at that phase of life, I took a lot of supplements. I started taking a lot of super powders that you've seen me talk about. Super powders, superfoods, a lot of those things to get as much nutrition into my body as possible. Therefore, my body began to function better. And then I didn't go off or I didn't start falling into a worse feeling, right? I took care of the adrenal fatigue by going to a naturopath and getting some supplements for the adrenal fatigue. There's things you can do, but you need to take action. You need to actually do them. Sitting back and just whooshing or complaining that you're gaining weight, or just believing that there's nothing you can do about it because all your friends, relatives, whatever, tell you this is just life, there's nothing you can do. You see them go through it, so you think, well, I guess I have to go through this. This is the way it's going to be for me. So that, of course, is not a good place to be. And if you believe that, most likely it will be your reality. There's also stress reduction. Like I said, I was a yoga instructor already. So, of course, that helped me huge. And I began to do more little rituals and taking time just for me, and to do some relaxation and breathing and saying no to some things, because you get caught up doing way too much for yourself and for others and everybody around you. And when your body's going through all those changes, like we talked about, that's enough. So before the perimenopause, before all the changes, you probably had an already very busy and full life. And you might have felt stressed most of the time. And you might have even pushed a little too hard. So when you bring in perimenopause and the changes that are going on in your body, so your body all of a sudden has more stress. It has more changes it's going through. The hormone levels are all over the place. That affects your moods, your emotions, your weight, your health, everything. So that's all going on in your body. So of course there's way more going on. There's way more stress. So that is added on top of your life the way it already was before. So as you can see, this time of life is just way more stress. And so that's how all these interruptions, all these little breakdowns begin to also happen. So if you don't take action, start taking care of yourself, drop a lot of the things that you need to drop, because now these next few years, if you're going through it now, are time for you. It's time for you to take care of yourself, because if you don't, your body will really, really begin to break down. I don't know, but what are the ages of most women that you hear of who have breast cancer? It's usually kind of the middle age phase. Sad but true. It really, really is. Women, you got to take care of yourself. You've got to stop. You've got to say no to some things. You've got to say, like, I'm feeling good now. And when you come out of perimenopause and menopause, if you have taken care of yourself, your weight regulates. You feel really good again. You don't have those symptoms. You still have hot flashes. But it's kind of totally so much more manageable. You can go back to eating some of the foods you had to stop for a while. It does all get better, but while you're going through it, you really need to take care of yourself, because if you don't, I'm afraid the consequences of not taking care of yourself, especially during that phase of life, are not very good in many, many cases. So this is your wake-up call. This is kind of what I did. Like, I really just chose to do things that I needed to do for myself, because I know how I want to live my life now and into the future. I knew that I needed my health. I've seen far too many people with breast cancer. I've seen far too many women with cancer. I've seen far too many women feel fat, bloated, horrible, get down on themselves, get depressed, go on antidepressants, nothing changes, life doesn't get better, then more symptoms happen, chronic, all this stuff goes on and on. I knew I didn't want to be there. I don't think you do either. There's so much you can do. Okay, and so I just wanted to kind of let you know some of the things I did, and that it is possible. It may seem like a lot. Believe me, it took years. I did a few things at a time. And because this phase of life does last a few years, right? So I didn't do it all in 1 week or in 1 month. It was over time, taking step by step. And if you need help with that, if you need someone to talk to, if you wanted to get on I'll do a free call with you, contact me on Facebook, my group, Women Creating Healthy Lives with Passion and Purpose, or my personal page, Diana Marchand, or go to my site, dianamarchand.com, contact me, and I will set up a time to talk with you, and we can figure out what will work best for you. Maybe I can give you some insight into what is going on and some of the things that maybe you can do. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.